Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we will talk about the application of the scientific method in everyday life. Don't let the word scare or confuse you. We don't have to do scientific things or strange experiments, but just understand how to apply a method that better observe life, make more relevant deductions, and make more appropriate choices thanks to the reconnection with reality through rediscovery of observable, tangible, and common truth. What is the scientific method and how does it work in general? The scientific method is a systematic approach used by scientists to investigate natural phenomena, acquire new knowledge, or refine existing understanding about the world. It involves a series of steps aimed at formulating hypotheses, designing experiments, or observational studies, collecting and analyzing data, and drawing conclusions. Here is a general outline of how the scientific method works. Observation. The process begins with observing and questioning a phenomenon or a problem in the natural world. Observations may come from everyday experiences, previous research, or theoretical considerations. Formulation of an hypothesis. Based on observations, scientists formulate a testable explanation called hypothesis. A hypothesis is a tentative statement that can be supported or refuted through experimentation or observation. It typically takes the form of an if-then statement, when the if represents the independent variable and the then represents the expected outcome. Prediction. From the hypothesis, scientists derive specific predictions about what will happen if the hypothesis is correct. These predictions guide the design of experiments or observational studies. Experimentation or observation. Scientists design experiments or observational studies to test the predictions derived from the hypothesis. They carefully control variables to isolate the effect of the independent variable being tested. Data collection. During the experiment or observation, scientists collect relevant data systematically and accurately. These often involve measurements, observations, or recordings. Analysis of data. Scientists analyze the collected data using appropriate statistical and analytical methods. The analysis aims to determine whether the data support or refute the hypothesis. Conclusion. Based on the analysis, scientists draw conclusions regarding the validity of the hypothesis. If the data support the hypothesis, it may become accepted as a valid explanation, though subject to further testing and refinement. If the data do not support the hypothesis, scientists may revise the hypothesis, design new experiments, or consider alternative explanations. Communication and peer review. Scientists communicate their findings through publication in scientific journals, presentation and conferences, or other form of dissemination. Other scientists review the findings, replicate experiments, and provide feedback, which helps ensure the reliability and validity of scientific knowledge. Iteration and refinement. The scientific process is iterative, meaning that it often involves repeated cycles of hypothesis formulation, experimentation, and analysis. New evidence and insights or technological advancement may lead to a revision of existing theories or the development of new ones. Overall, the scientific method is a systematic and self-correcting process that allows scientists to explore the natural world, understanding phenomena, and build reliable knowledge about how the universe works. How does the scientific method enter into our daily reality? The scientific method influences our daily reality in numerous ways, often more than we might realize. Here are some examples of how the scientific method that enters into our daily lives. Healthcare. The scientific method underpins medical research and healthcare practices, from the development of new drugs and treatment to the understanding of diseases and their prevention. Scientific inquiry informs medical advancements. Clinical trials, epidemiological studies, and laboratory research follow the principle of the scientific method to improve healthcare outcomes. Technology. The devices and technologies we use every day, such as smartphones, computers, and household appliances, are the result of scientific inquiry and technological innovation. Engineers and scientists employ the scientific method to design, test, and refine technological products and systems. Food and nutrition. Scientific research on nutrition and food safety helps inform the dietary guidelines, food labeling, and regulations. Studies on the effect of different diets on health outcomes, as well as investigations into foodborne illness and contaminants, contribute to evidence-based recommendations for consumers and policymakers. Environmental protection. The scientific method plays a crucial role in understanding environmental issues such as climate change, pollution, habitat destruction, and conservation. Scientists use observational data, mathematical models, and experiments to study ecosystems, monitor environmental changes, and develop strategy for sustainable research, management, and conservation efforts. Education. The scientific method is fundamental to the process of education and learning. In school and university, students are encouraged to think critically, ask questions, formulate hypotheses, design experiments, and analyze data. By engaging in scientific inquiry, students develop problem-solving skills, analytical thinking, and a deeper understanding of the natural world. Consumer products. Companies use scientific method to develop and taste consumer products, ensuring their safety, effectiveness, and quality. From cosmetics and household cleaners to food additives and pharmaceuticals, products undergo rigorous testing and evaluation before reaching the market. Public policy and decision making. Policymakers and government officials rely on scientific evidence to inform decisions related to public health, safety, environmental regulation, and research management. Scientific research and expert advice helps guide policy development, risk assessment, and decision-making processes at local, national, and international levels. Overall, the scientific method shapes our understanding of the world and informs various aspects of our daily lives, from healthcare and technology to education and public policy. By embracing the principles of scientific inquiry, we can make informed decisions, solve problems, and address complex challenges facing society. What is the simplest way to apply it to the choices we make every day? What practical application could we use to give some concrete examples? Applying the scientific method to everyday choices involves adopting a systematic approach to decision making, gathering evidence, and evaluating options. Here is a simplified way to apply the scientific method to daily choices, along with practical examples. Identify the problem or question. Start by identifying the specific issue or decision you need to address. This could be anything from choosing what to eat for breakfast to deciding which route to take to work. Formulate an hypothesis or a prediction. Based on your understanding and assumptions, formulate an hypothesis or a prediction about the potential outcomes of different choices. For example, if you believe that eating a balanced breakfast will give you more energy throughout the day, your hypothesis might be eating a breakfast with protein, carbohydrate, and healthy fats will increase my energy levels. Design an experiment or observation. Develop a plan to test your hypothesis or gather information relevant to your decision. This could involve trying different breakfast options over several days and recording your energy levels each day. Collect data. Carry out your experiment or observation and collect relevant data. In the breakfast example, you might keep a journal of what you eat for breakfast and how you feel throughout the day. Analyze the data. Examine the data you've collected to see if it supports or refutes your hypothesis or prediction. Look for patterns, correlations, or trends that might help you draw conclusions. Based on your analysis, draw conclusions about the effectiveness of different choices or options. If your data consistently show that eating a balanced breakfast correlates with the increased energy levels, you may conclude that your hypothesis was supported. Make informed decisions. Use the conclusions drawn from your analysis to inform your future choices and decisions. For example, you might decide to prioritize eating a balanced breakfast based on the evidence of increased energy levels. Practical example: health and nutrition. Use the scientific method to evaluate different diets or nutritional choices. Keep a food journal, track your energy levels, mood, and overall well-being to see how different dietary patterns affect your personality. Exercise and fitness. Apply the scientific method to your fitness routine by testing different exercises, workout schedule, or training methods. Keep track of your progress, measure changes in strength, endurance, and flexibility, and adjust your approach based on the results. Time management. Experiment with different time management strategies to increase productivity and reduce stress. Track how you spend your time, identify areas for improvement, and implement changes based on what works best for you. Problem solving. Approach everyday problems or challenges with a scientific mindset. Break down complex issues into smaller, manageable components, gather relevant information, and test potential solutions through trial and errors. By applying the principle of the scientific method to everyday choices, you can make more informed decisions, learn from experience, and continuously improve your outcomes over time. Why is it important to integrate it into our lives and our choices? What are the advantages and benefits? Integrating the scientific method into our lives and our choices is important for several reasons. Evidence-based decision making. The scientific method emphasizes the importance of gathering evidence, analyzing data, and drawing conclusions based on empirical observations rather than relying solely on intuition and anecdotal evidence. By incorporating scientific principles into our decision-making processes, we can make more informed, irrational choices supported by evidence and reasoning. Critical thinking skills. Engaging with the scientific method cultivates critical thinking skills, including the ability to ask questions, evaluate evidence, and think logically. These skills are valuable not only in scientific research, but also in various aspects of everyday life, such as problem solving, decision making, and navigating complex situations. Problem solving skills. Applying the scientific method to everyday challenges improves our problem-solving skills and allows us to develop effective strategies to overcome obstacles. Continuous learning and improvement. The scientific method encourages a mindset of continuous learning and improvement. By approaching daily challenges with curiosity and willingness to experiment, we can discover new insights, refine our understanding, and develop more effective strategies to achieve our goals. Resilience to misinformation and bias. In an age of abundant information and disinformation, the scientific method provides a reliable framework for distinguishing between credible knowledge and unfounded claims. By applying critical thinking skills and evaluating information sources based on scientific principles, we can better distinguish fact from fiction and protect ourselves from the influence of bias and misinformation. Adaptation to change. The integration of the scientific method into our lives promotes adaptability and resilience in the face of change. By accepting uncertainty, testing hypotheses, and learning from both successes and failures, we can adapt our strategies and behaviors to changing circumstances and pursue continuous growth and development. Effective communication skills. Engaging with scientific method improves our ability to communicate ideas, evidence, and conclusions effectively, both within scientific communities and with the broader audiences. Sustainable and informed choices. By applying scientific principles to our daily lives, we can make more sustainable and informed choices in areas such as health, nutrition, environmental protection, and consumer behavior. Promoting innovation and creativity. The scientific method fuels innovation and creativity by encouraging exploration, experimentation, and discovery. By challenging assumptions, exploring new ideas, and testing innovative solutions, we can generate new insights, solve complex problems, and create positive change in our lives and communities. Contributions to society and the common good. By integrating the scientific method into our lives and choices, we can contribute to the advancement of knowledge, the improvement of public health, the protection of the environment, and the promotion of social justice and equity. By applying scientific principles to address social challenges, we can work to build a more sustainable, inclusive, and prosperous future for all. Overall, integrating the scientific method into our lives and choices allows us to think critically, make evidence-based decisions, adapt to change, promote innovation, and contribute to the betterment of society. It serves as a cornerstone of rational inquiry and as a guiding principle for navigating the complexities of the modern world. Also, for today, we got to the end. Always be your own laboratory. Don't stop at your thoughts, because as long as they remain in your brain, they will always work, even the strangest, most unlikely, and abstract ones. Life is too precious to leave it to chance or preconceptions and prejudices. It is always worth analyzing every person and situation with which we have to interface. Only in this way we will have a solid foundation on which to build whatever we desire, and we will avoid those painful and incomprehensible awakenings when, after years of conviction about certain things or people, a day comes when our certainty, never actually verified but left to feed in the brain, melts like a jellyfish in the sun. Remember to like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Bye my friends, and see you to next video.